The old, abandoned manor stood as a sentinel, its once grand windows staring blankly into the twilight. Local legend whispered tales of its haunted past, but few dared to venture within its crumbling walls. One stormy night, a curious young woman named Anya decided to explore the manor. Braving the howling wind and the eerie creaks of the old house, she stepped inside. The interior was a labyrinth of cobwebs and dust, the air thick with the scent of decay. As she wandered through the empty rooms, Anya heard a faint scratching sound coming from the attic. Intrigued, she climbed the narrow, winding staircase. The attic was a vast, dusty space, filled with forgotten trunks and broken furniture. Suddenly, a cold draft swept through the room, sending shivers down Anya's spine. She turned to see a figure standing at the far end of the attic. It was a tall, gaunt man, his face obscured by shadow. He stood perfectly still, his eyes fixed on Anya. Anya's heart pounded in her chest as she slowly backed away. The man began to move, his steps silent on the creaking floorboards. As he approached, Anya could hear a faint whisper coming from his direction. It was a chilling, repetitive phrase, "You should have stayed away." Terror gripped Anya as she realized she was trapped. There was no escape. The man was closing in, his ghostly form growing larger and larger. Just as he was about to reach her, Anya felt a sudden surge of energy. She turned and ran, her feet pounding on the floorboards. She burst through the attic door and down the stairs, the man's ghostly voice echoing behind her. She raced through the manor, her heart pounding in her chest. Just as she reached the front door, she heard a chilling scream. It was the voice of the ghostly man, followed by a deafening crash. Anya burst out into the storm, her breath coming in ragged gasps. She looked back at the manor, its windows glowing ominously in the darkness. As she fled into the night, she knew she would never return to the haunted house.